Bless up, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? King Kevin in the building, baby. What's going on? Yes. King Kevin in the building. Y'all ready for a good show this morning? We about to have us a good time. We gonna have us a good time. Facebook Live, you ready to go? Oh, Facebook, you ready to go? Relationships, y'all ready to go? We about to do this thing live and proper. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. What's up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? 7 times Queen King Desire. Go, baby. Where you at?
Hello?
Yes. Did you get the YouTube link?
No, I didn't get the YouTube link, but I am watching the live interview now. How do I join in on that?
You said you're watching live with me right now? Okay. Yes, I just sent you the link to go the live YouTube one, the one I just sent just now. I emailed it. All right. About to go live, baby. Are you one of the desired 7 types of queens? King's Desire is about to go down. King Kevin. Yes. Angelica King. Give us like 5 minutes, y'all. We about to go to this thing live. King Kevin Dorival.
You have it set up on Facebook too?
Yeah, I'm already set up on Facebook. So as soon as you're able to click on the link, then I can add you on because we are live. Okay, we got a couple of people watching right now.
Okay, yeah, just give me a second.
No worries. So I got a
Okay, All right, so send me the invite on Facebook. YouTube, I have to download a plugin for that. So send me the invite on Facebook, and I'll get started with that.
Okay, so all right, so the Facebook, I have that. That's strange. Okay, yeah, I'm doing a Facebook. I have you on my. All right, that's live. Me live right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go live now, so I can add you on here and make sure that I tag your name. Got that.
You said you're going to do it on Instagram?
Yes. Okay. So you said go on Instagram right now as well?
I'm about to hang up on the call now. I'm about to click join on Google. I'm on there now, so.
Okay.
That's about to be set up.
I got you.
Okay. The only thing is.
All right. So I got you now on live now. So I got you live. Let me add you. Okay. So all right. Invite friends. Invite friends. Invite a few folks. Yeah, this gonna be live. This gonna be popping.
Yeah, it's going to be a really great interview. So
Oh,
as soon as we got everything set up, we can get started. All right. While we're doing that on Facebook, I'm gonna invite you on Instagram. Okay.
Yes, I got you on the YouTube. Now on the Facebook, trying to see how to add you on here.
Are you live on Facebook already?
I'm live on Facebook right now. I tag your name on there. You know what? What you got to do is on your end. I think you got to make a request. Try making a request.
Yeah, I'm gonna join in on it now.
Okay. What you got to do is on your end. Make sure something.
All right. So let me know how to make an invite on Facebook.
On Facebook, what are you using?
I'm using my laptop.
All right. It's so much, and believe it or not, it's so much easier to do it on the phones. But right now, okay, I got you.
I'm using a Mac, by the way, so.
Yeah, I'm using a Mac and a PC. So I see that. I see you're on there. Is watching you. So let me see. I see your face. Yeah, it says you're watching. So I want to make sure that I watch it now. Invite. I see your face. I don't want to invite you to watch. I don't know why it's so difficult to do it on the computer. It's so much easier to do it on the phone. So let me just do it. I'm gonna do it on my phone. I'm gonna do it on the Instagram. Are you on my Courage to Believe or the Seven Queens? On Instagram, are you on Courage to Believe or Seven Queens? No, Courage to Believe. I have a lot more followers on there.
Okay, Courage to Believe.
Yeah, do Courage to Believe. Because on my phone I'm going to do the Facebook because it's much easier to do to invite you on Facebook than it is on a computer. I have no idea why it's like that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing how to join in from my laptop on Facebook, but I'm using my phone for Instagram.
Yes, it's usually extremely easy to do it via on a mobile device.
All right, let me get on. So then, if I do the Facebook, I won't be able to get on live on Instagram. Through my phone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's not through my laptop. It's the only way I'll be able to do it on Facebook. I can't do it from my phone, but I don't see any options here.
Yeah, it's usually easier on a mobile device. It's 10 times easier to do on a mobile device. But we're gonna make sure we get the Instagram on lock. So whatever you gotta do to do the Instagram and the YouTube, I got the Facebook.
All right. So what I'll do instead, since I won't be able to join live from my laptop on Facebook, I'll go live on Instagram for half of the time, and then in the Instagram, and then for the remainder of the interview, I'll join in on Facebook to do the rest of the interview. If you want me to be on there for more people.
Yeah, that definitely would have been cool to do the Facebook, but I'm more concerned with the YouTube and Instagram. Those are the two main ones.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So just those two.
Right.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. All right, Kevin.
I'm here.
Yeah, so join my Instagram live so that way I can invite you.
All right. Angelica. All right, see you live right now, Instagram. So, which Instagram? Okay, I see it. All right, so I press request.
Yeah, so now
oh, I got it.
I'm gonna invite you to join. So now I'm gonna invite you to join.
Connecting. Oh, we live and popping, baby. We live.
Hey, there we go.
Oh yeah, technology. Got to get it in. Got to get it in.
Yes, that is so true. That is definitely true.
All right.
All right. So this, I think, is still recording on YouTube, which is fine. So we have that in Instagram now. Let's just give people a few minutes to join in, and then we can get started.
All right.
I'm so excited. I hope you are too.
Yes, let's do it. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the line with the celebrity. Let's do it.
This is perfect. How do you feel about the questions? Are you good? And also, like I said, throughout the interview, just think of it more so as a conversation. So, not like a uptight type of thing. Just, you're free to be yourself, speak, say whatever you want to say. It's definitely for me like a conversation. So, just want to make sure that you're comfortable.
I got you. I mean, yeah, it's all good. I can definitely dig the questions. They weren't too difficult.
Perfect.
Yeah, we good.
Perfect. So do you want to get started by telling everybody like who you are, what you do, your background, where you're based?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, my name is King Kevin. How y'all doing? Bless up, everybody. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm actually from Fort Lauderdale. I just moved to Atlanta a couple of months ago. This is like my 4th month here in Atlanta. I'm loving it. It's been a dream come true. Just being here, period. I'm an author, filmmaker, and inspirational speaker. As a matter of fact, I'm speaking at the Marcus Garvey event this Saturday in Atlanta. So if you guys in Georgia, definitely come check us out. It's an all-day event. I'll be speaking around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I wrote 2 books. This is the book in question here, 7 Types of Queens, King Desire, which is a relationship self-help book. It's a compare and contrast of ancient queens with women of today. I also have my first book here with me, this is The Courage to Believe. This book actually started everything. My nonprofit is named after this book, Courage to Believe International, my documentary, and also our chess program. We have a nonprofit where we help the youth understand how to play chess and how to use chess to strategize in life, because a lot of our youth don't know how to be victorious. You know, they just live life by the wind due to the fact that's how they were trained, just living reactively instead of proactively. So, but yeah, that's why I'm here. And I'm thankful for everybody who's tuning in and everyone who will be joining us on YouTube and Facebook Live and Instagram. So I'm here with Angelica King, and yeah, let's make it happen.
Yes, great. Thank you so much for that. So you said you had a nonprofit. Can you talk more about that? Did you start that during the time that you released your book, or is that a project that you have been doing for quite some time now?
Well, the nonprofit actually started years after I wrote the book. I mean, maybe 5 years later, as more and more people found out about The Courage to Believe, which is an inspirational autobiography about how God helped me overcome adversity in life. And I wrote it so that other people could find out how was I able to beat the system. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to hustle. You know, I did some time in jail. I never been to prison, thank God. But I did spend about a year in jail, and through that time, I learned so much about the perils of the Black community. So years later, I realized why God had me in that system, to witness what our Black males were going through. You know, I didn't know there's so many young men on drugs, on heavy drugs, heroin, cocaine, alcoholics. How many of them were, locked up for domestic violence? You know, beating up their girlfriends. I mean, it was very troubling, you know. So when I got out, I went back to school. I got my bachelor's degree, and so I used my story to empower and inspire other people who are in my same shoes, you know, who grew up in the ghetto, in those single mother homes. And as I became more conscious on the situation of the Black community, the political, social, economic situation, I realized that, okay, I see the problem, so what are we going to do about it? Like, what are the solutions? Am I going to just keep talking about it and complaining, or am I actually going to do something? So I decided to do something, and got together with some other mentors, people like Kathleen Faye, rest in peace. She helped start help us get our 501c3, which means we are a nonprofit organization, and your donations are tax exempt. That website is thecouragetobelieve.com. You get all that on my main website, KevinDorival.com. And David Miller, Brother Bartholomew, James Bartholomew, Roslyn, Oralis. Who am I forgetting? A few volunteers who come across to help, because we all put our minds together and our time together to help the youth. And we also host the Black on Black Crime Solutions Panel. Every year we host this program. This year will be our fifth one, 2018, and it's usually done in South Florida. You know, places in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Pompano Beach. This year will be in Georgia. So as I'm reestablishing myself, well, not reestablished, as I'm expanding my empire, I came to Atlanta to expand my empire to find my queen. Because I am single, I don't have any kids. Just to let y'all know, putting it out there. But that's why I'm here in Atlanta. So we're going to host that later on this year, God willing, in October. I've had several meetings, but it's a powerful program, and as a result of the Black on Black Crime Solutions Panel, I didn't have my 501c3 at the time when I first started, but I've always had the mindset of doing something internationally, something in every Black nation. Not every Black nation, but several Black nations around the world, starting with, of course, the U.S., Haiti, Jamaica, Ghana, and God willing, also in Dahomey. So I'm working on that paperwork. So there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of money to do this. So I'm definitely one of the rare, real ones. I consider myself the Booker T. Washington of today. You know what I mean? So I go hard for my people, like the answers: Booker T. Washington, Toussaint Louverture, Harriet Tubman, Queen Nzinga. I go hard, so I'm like the reincarnation of them.
You embody all of them, basically.
Amen. Appreciate
I
it.
think that's really amazing, though, that you took initiative to make a nonprofit like that. Especially that you said you wanted to tackle the type of crime that's happening, and just stuff that's going on with it. Males in general today. Um, Given the type of problems that do exist, um, what do you think the root of some of those problems are? Because I know you do tackle it, you work towards solutions, but um, how do you think men fall within those situations? How do you think they occur? What's the you know how do they basically get into those types of positions?
I mean, the, these situations that we find ourselves in is actually set up. This was actually set up for us to fall into the school to prison pipeline, which
Mm,
is, we're being miseducated. We're not being taught our history, for one, which is a big mistake. If you study Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Dr. Francis Chris Welsing, they all mention if you don't know your history, then you don't know who you are, and you are whoever they say you are. And so a
mm,
lot of our specifically our men are acting out of character because they don't know their ancestors. They don't know where they come from. And so all these negative perceptions being placed in the media, as being, drug lords and thugs and robbers and sexual predators, um, domestic violence, all these negative images being projected in us in the media. That's what they associate with. And so if you don't know about different kings or different leaders, such as Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass. If you don't know, if our queens don't know about the story of Sarah Bartman, which I talk about in Seven Queens, they don't know the story of people like FloJo, Florence Griffin Joyner, Queen, Queen Ty, Queen Nefertari. If you don't know about these individuals, then you really don't know how far you can go. Because once you understand how great your people were, their ancestors were, then you understand that you could even be even better. And so
mm,
every person must have something to strive for. And so if we continue using the negative projections that the media give us about ourselves, that's what we're going to associate with. And so
mm,
the environments, they're able to predict our behavior by creating an environment conducive for failure, conducive for drug dealing, conducive for domestic violence, conducive for a bastard society. I just did a show last night called the Bastardization of African American Males in Black Communities Worldwide, and I talk about Dr. Amos Wilson and his book, how and his lectures. If you guys don't know who Dr. Amos Wilson is, definitely look him up. How he talks about how he's a black psychologist. He talks about how the environment, we are our environment. And so
mm,
whatever environment we're in, that's our reflection of ourselves. And so if like, for instance, right now I'm in the office, there's tons of books, I don't know if you can see that, but you probably can't, but now you
yeah,
can. There's tons of books behind me, on the side and behind me and in front of me. And of course, my book as well. And this is an environment that I created. Like, we have the power to create our environment. So if we're not conscious of what we're looking at, we're not conscious of what type of environment we're in, then we're just going to be susceptible to whatever environment they place us in,
mm,
which allows them to predict whether or not we're going to commit a crime or not.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So that's why the prison population, I believe right now, 35% is, is black. How is that possible when we're 13% of the population? 1 out of every 5 black males are either jail, probation, or prison. You know what I'm saying? Any neighborhood at any given time, just point. And so that's something that's very troubling, especially when it comes to our young men. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you catch a young boy early, and girls, our queens as well. When you're able to catch them early enough, you're able to bend them the way you want them to go, like a tree. You can't. Frederick Douglass once said, "It's easier to raise a strong boy than to fix a broken man," and he's so right. That's why my nonprofit, Courage to Youth International, we focus on the youth, ages from 8 to 21. Because we understand that we can have a positive impact on their future.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. True, I really do agree with that, and it's something that I was like speaking on a lot myself is the lack of positive representations for, you know, not just black men, but for black people in general, because a lot of times you get, you know, very limited selections of characters on TV. And a lot of times it's the same type of roles that we see, which is like for black men, like people who are drug dealers, like you said, people who are
Exactly.
crime stuff, men who play basketball. Um, it's very rare that you see like other stuff. And you know, just years it's been going on, and then when you're young and you don't know anything about who you are and where you come from, because the school system is, you know, they teach from a Eurocentric perspective. They don't really see themselves a lot in the textbook. So when these old comedians see stuff on TV or in newspapers or in magazines, they think that that's what they are to aspire to, or what, you know, they should be. So when they don't know anything about themselves or where they come from, it's easier, you know, to control them and to tell people what they should, you know, become. So I think that's very powerful. It's definitely necessary to teach young black kids early and put it in their heads that they can aspire for greatness. Even if it seems impossible, you know, it can happen.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, and that's a great point. Like Marcus Garvey once said, um, you know, rest in peace to the ancestors. He said that one without confidence, you twice defeated. With confidence, you've already have the victory before you begun.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me years to realize what he meant by that. And what he was saying was that once you have the victory, once you have the victory in your mind, it's like it's all a mind over matters, you know. But if you don't have the victory, you have lost in two ways. When he says you know you lost in two ways, he meant that you lose in the physical and the spiritual. In the spiritual realm, everything happened in the spiritual realm before it happens in the physical. And so I'm assuming that's what he meant. Anybody want to, you know, challenge that, or even, you know, have a different opinion? But I truly believe that's what he meant, because you know, and I talk about it in my book Seven Queens, and also Courage to Believe, that you have to speak things to existence, and that you will have like 200 to 300 billion brain cells. And so if we're allowing the white supremacy, if we're allowing the system to manipulate our consciousness, then they're controlling our brain cells to act how they want us to act towards each other, you know, and our community. And so definitely, you know, you got to be able to have that mindset that you understand that we can win both in the spiritual realm, this is definitely what's going to need to happen, and then we will win in the physical. So that's a whole nother type of conversation, which I enjoy having, because we need to tap more into our spiritual powers and not just focus on what's in the physical. That's what made our ancestors great. Truth be told, you know what I mean? Like, how did they build the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx? How did the Haitians, the Africans in Haiti,
And
defeat?
see, even with stuff like that, sometimes with like how certain things are made and built, sometimes like conspiracies start to evolve around that. Like, oh, they weren't, you know, capable of doing such and such like that. This technology has to, or they may have gotten help from this type of group of people. It's like the certain, you know, credit isn't always given for, you know, a lot of things that we've built and create from, you know, centuries ago, but simply because like we're people of color, it's like, oh, we couldn't have been capable of that.
Exactly, exactly. You know, they're saying that aliens built these things because they
Yeah,
refuse to give black folks
they're
credit.
like, oh no, these black people, they didn't do that. No, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's definitely a conversation that we're going to have to like elaborate on another time. Um, but so tell everybody about like your book, Seven Types of Queens that Kings Desire. What was your inspiration behind, you know, creating that book, and I guess your thought process in selecting the type of queens that do exist?
Well, the inspiration behind the book is actually very interesting, and it ties into what we were just talking about.
Oh wow.
Truth be told, it came from a heartbreak. You know, it first developed from a heartbreak, and I was already working on a a dating book at the time, and I was in a very serious relationship. You know, I thought this was my queen. You know, like wow, she has everything I need and want. I mean, she's I mean everything. You know what I mean? She was like my Michelle Obama, but she broke my heart. She jumped out our love plane. You know, I called it my love plane in the book. And so instead of and I found myself in a very depressing state, you know, for quite some time, at least 4 or 5 months. It took a long time to cleanse her out of my spirit, you know what I mean, and out of my heart. But I noticed myself, I was going into somewhat a negative energy that was like just controlling me. I didn't feel like doing anything, but I caught myself. You know, I caught myself, and I began to work on the book, but I was actioning. So what is it that I really want in the queen? Like, you know, like since I thought she was the one, and obviously she wasn't, then what is it that I want since I'm a king? What type of queen do I want? And so I started thinking, you know, so I came up with, you know, several different types of queens. Many, many years ago when I was working at a job, like 10, 12 years ago, I was like a call customer service for this one company, and this one woman asked me when I was on the phone with her, like, you know, am I married, and do I have a queen? You know, do I have a queen in my life? And I was like, you know, I don't. And she's like, well, you need to make a list. And so what I did was I looked at that list, and I can't find that list for nothing in the world today. Like if I could find that list right now, oh my God! But it was a long list of different characteristics that I would want from a woman. It was a pretty long list. It was, you know, probably just a little too far fetched, to be honest. It was just too much going on with that list. It was pretty long.
But it led me to the book that you have out today. So
yes. So I came up with the type of queen I want would be a spiritual queen, a healthy queen, a wise queen, a warrior queen. Did I say cooking queen already?
Say what?
Cooking queen.
No, not yet.
All right, cooking queen and a healthy queen. And so I started to interview happily married men and asking them what it was about their queen that they liked. You know, and they told me what was it about their queens that made them marry them. You know, what was it? So because I want wisdom, like I want to be married. I truly aspire to be married. I think that's one of the best things we can do as a Black community or any community, even Asian, white, whatever, is to have successful marriages. That's what guarantees the future of your community. And so once I interviewed these guys, they gave me, you know, the knowledge, and they told me what it was they want, you know, what made their wife special. And one of the most important things was support. And so I added information in my book. But as I was writing it as well, and maybe leads into one of your other questions, as I was writing it, I realized that Black women were being portrayed so negatively on television, social media, especially on social media, and all these reality shows. I mean, just the buffoonery. And I'm like, and it made you, in a sense, it almost discouraged you to even want to be married or to propose or be in a relationship with a Black queen. So I knew something was wrong with that. And so God put in my spirit, use this book to change the narrative. You know, use this book, even though I talk about many, as you can see, there's many different women represented on the covers of this book. And even though there's many different cultures, I emphasize the Black queens. Like there's an emphasis on Black queens. As a matter of fact, some people told me, your book is just a little too pro-Black. But I used it as a platform to inspire our women. And so once, and everyone's going to find some sort of inspiration from it. Trust me, it's very powerful. You're going to be enlightened, and you're going to view yourself a little differently. As a matter of fact, you're going to view yourself a little higher than you already are. And it's not just meant for women, it's meant for men as well. So men can understand how important queens were back in the day, and how much more importantly we need these types of queens here today.
Yeah, that's definitely true. One thing I like is that, you know, like you said, it's not just for one set group of people. Although the focus is primarily geared to Black women, it also is useful for women from all different walks of life, all different, ethnicities. It's beneficial for males and females. And it's written in a way which doesn't bash, women. Because a lot of times you find books like that are meant to help people with relationships and stuff like that. And throughout the book, it like puts down women or just like shames them. And I love that the book does not do that. It's like basically, what you say?
I said I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it really, it's a learning and growing type of experience as the book progresses. So tell me, you did mention earlier that you were single, that marriage is something that you aspire to. Which type of queen do you like prefer, or favor more, or queens do you typically? Can one person possess all of those different type of queens that you stated, or does Kevin typically lean towards a different? I mean, just one type of queen.
Actually, my favorite type of queen that I must have, being that I'm very spiritual, would have to be a spiritual queen. I need a woman that can pray with me and pray for me and pray for each other. Me being a leader and obviously a warrior king, I need a queen that's going to be praying for me, because there's a lot of obstacles out there. And I truly desire a woman that understands the power of prayer, has a strong connection with God, and I can't live without it, So that's definitely the type of queen that I'm seeking. And of course, there's many different other types of characteristics that I enjoy about a woman. I love to eat. I love to cook as well, but I love to be served. I love to serve my queen. A woman that's a praying woman and can cook. Oh man, it's two thumbs up for me.
Then they have the whole package right there, basically.
The whole package.
That's it.
Obviously, I'm about my business, so if I can have a woman in my life that can help me expand my empire, because the vision is already there, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because every woman is a queen. Whether or not she knows it or not, and not just good queen, because not all queens are positive queens, or are benevolent. You know what I mean? Some people are just straight up conniving. But
that's true.
Right. You have to understand what type of queen you are. So my book is going to challenge you, as a woman. There's no way you can say that you're a queen, and there's a book out there specifically written about real queens of the past, and you not read this book. Because and I'm not just saying that because I want to make book sales. By the way, my books have been selling tremendously well as in recent months, since I moved here to Atlanta, actually. But this book is meant to uplift your spirit, But every woman is a queen, but you have to find out what type of queen you are so that you can attract the right type of king. You know what I mean? So if you don't understand I wouldn't say you don't understand your qualities. Every woman understands their qualities, but sometimes you won't really completely understand your value until you put in a situation that really brings out your true colors. So this is going to bring out your true colors and going to help you improve on whatever state of life that you're in. You may not want this spot to be a cooking queen. That's cool. If you can't cook, all right. But being able to cook and feed your family, your king, your children, your family, your empire is vitally important. You control life and death of the world, just through cooking. Are you familiar with Dr. Sadra Ali?
Your audio went out.
Ali, she's from Nation of Islam.
Your audio went out. Can you say that again?
Oh yeah, I was actually. Are you familiar with Mrs. Ali, Sadra Ali, Sahazar Ali? I'm saying her name wrong. Sahazar Ali. She has a book called "The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman," and in her lectures and the book, she talks about how these days women are being taught to be so independent they don't need a man, and they're taking that message wholeheartedly because that's what the media wants. The media doesn't want you to be with a husband, doesn't want you to, wants you to be single and just sleeping around so that we can't build. And so this book is meant to inspire women to be the best woman they can be, not just for a man, but for the community.
Right, gotcha. So, elaborate on those types of queens. Some of them are self-explanatory, but so just to reiterate for those who like may have just joined or didn't hear, um, Kevin has listed inside of his book and verbally throughout this interview the 7 types of queens that are out there, and the list is spiritual queens, natural queens, cooking queens, warrior queens, wise queens, sexy queens, and serving queens. So could you like elaborate on those different types of queens for people who have not read your book yet?
Oh, definitely, definitely. By the way, they can get the book on my website, 7queens7kings.com. That's number 7. Or go to my Instagram at 7queens7kings or at Courage to Believe, and the link is in there. The book is $16 paperback, hardcover is 28, and ebook is $10, $9.99. Now, the spiritual queen. Spiritual queen is a matter of being able to pray things into existence, understanding and having a relationship with God, the Most High God, the Creator, not all these other gods these people are talking about, but the Creator. Oh yes, and Mother God. Mother God is the first chapter in the book, and the Mother God concept. And a lot of people have never heard of the Mother God concept, but the very first chapter of the book sets the tone. Mother God comes from before we have the idea of a Father God. Our ancestors understood that there was a Mother God, and so God has both a masculine and feminine principles. You know, how can, for instance, in the story of Adam and Eve, how can a man give birth to a woman? That's, you know what I mean? So I kind of challenge Christian plantation theology, um, but you would learn that there was a mother God concept first, and the father God concept came when the Europeans colonized Africa and caused us to get rid of our religious beliefs. So it wasn't just they colonized Africa, or Akabuland, the original name of the motherland, but they colonized our religion and our spiritual beliefs. So the mother God concept, women used to be revered as queens of the universe, um, Mother Earth, Mother Goddess, goddesses, empresses. Women were highly revered in Africa and many other parts of the country, even in Asia. Women were especially throughout Egypt, which is Kemet, Ethiopia, which is Kush, which is Ethiopia today, South Africa, the Congo, where Queen Azinga was ruling, the southern region of Africa, and so you have vast societies where women were rulers. Not that the men were nothing, but they were important. You know what I'm saying? We all understood our role. You the queen, I'm the king. We both royalty. Why are we fighting each other? Natural queen, embracing your natural beauty, not depending upon cosmetics and weaves to look beautiful, because you're already beautiful. Not saying that not to wear weave and makeup. What I'm saying is that you don't need that 365 days a year. You are already wonderfully and beautifully made as a black woman. And me personally,
That's
I like to
true.
honor my
And we also just as popping with the weave and with the makeup, but it's all about people's preference, you know.
right. Trust me, I understand that. But all year round, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
there's
Like,
some
come on.
naturals that can do both. Okay, they can rock it natural one day and then weave it up the next. But yes, it's all about preference. So I get it.
Right, but and what I was saying was I like that. I like the variety, being able to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Having a variety of different types of styles you want to wear, but all year round. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, there's a story, and I don't know if I put it in my book. Maybe I took it out, but there's a story about a guy who married a woman, right? In India, he married her, and he never seen her without her makeup, never seen her without the weave. I guess the high heels and the body, the body shaper and all of that. the night he married her in the bed when she, she took off, I guess, the hair and the makeup, and he was scared. This guy literally, supposedly the news article said he jumped out the bed, he cursed her out, he probably was drunk, and he sued her. Since they didn't have sex, the marriage never was consummated, so it was a no. You know what I mean? Because he said he never really knew who she was. He never seen her. So all I'm saying is, ladies, just embrace your natural beauty. Do the hair, do the weave, do the makeup, but don't do it all year round. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like pulling my women's hair. I like not pull like hard. We know you being romantic. You know what I'm saying? I might. You feel me? We in the bed. We listen to some Marvin Gaye or something, sipping some wine. You know what I mean? It just. And then we might want to go swimming. We might want to go skinny dipping. You know what I'm saying? You can't swim because you're going to be saying stuff about your hair. But anyway, I leave that story alone.
It's somewhere you can, do all of that or whatever. But for the people who are watching, I don't want any of you guys to get the wrong message or anything like that. Like I said, that it's all about people's personal preference. And with the weave, some people like view it as like, oh well, she doesn't love herself, or her hair isn't well taken care of, or it's not, like they have a beauty or self-esteem issue, when it's not that. Weaves are a great protective hairstyle if your hair is properly styled underneath. So sometimes people do keep their hair protected for year round for the purposes of keeping their hair healthy, keep it from breaking off, and to keep it growing whilst underneath of whatever weaving protective style that is. Yeah, so let's talk about your your future goals. So you do have a book about the queens. Is there going to be a book coming pertaining to kings? So like, are you going to write for us females, like talk about and talk to us and get your own analysis and feedback from women about men that are preferred, the types of kings that queens typically go for? Like, is there going to be a flip side put out to this book, 7 types of kings that queens prefer, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you mentioned that. And I just want to touch upon one more thing about your last book. The cooking queen component is very important as far as the breakdown of the book. Cooking queen, you can eat out every day, but when you're feeding your family, when you're feeding your king, like you're able to put your love energy into the food. I grew up in a time when we were able to sit down and pray and eat together. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need to do a lot more of. I know that we're in the new millennium, and with tons of millennials and everything is fast, go. But some things we need to go back to traditionally and be able to sit down, pray together, and fellowship and things of that nature. And women, your feminine energy is one of the most important things in this world. And so we need that. When a woman's able to get with the right man, his energy and your energy together, you're gonna be able to rule the world, do all kind of beautiful things. Now let me leave that alone. Your question, yes, 7 Types of Kings, Queen Desire is my next book. It's coming out next year. It's gonna be the flip side to this current book, 7 Types of Queens. So
that's exciting.
Yes. So I'm actually working on the book cover right now. I was supposed to have the book cover ready, but it's not ready. I didn't like the option that I had with the designer, so we're still working on that. So we'll be having pre-orders soon. Now,
right.
The reason why I'm writing 7 Types of Kings.
So how did you go about?
I want the women to have a voice to let us know what is it that they desire in a king. So with the first book, I interviewed men, happily married men, what they desired in a woman, in their wife. And so this time around, I'm asking women, what is it that they want from their husband?
Your connection is breaking.
Say it again. I'm still here. But yeah, so 7 Types of Kings, Queen Desire, I'm hitting guys in the gut. You know, I'm going hard with this one. You know, there's no holds bar. I'm straight going in. So if you haven't read Seven Types of Queens, King Desire, you gotta get it before you read Seven Types of Kings. So the ideal date for this book would be next spring. Maybe I'm going too soon with that one. Maybe by the summer. Who knows? I'm not rushing it.
Right. But it's going to be out, so that's good. I'm sure like plenty of people are looking forward to that too. So I can still hear you, but the Instagram live is paused. It says it's poor connection. Your screen is black on the Instagram.
Okay, that's fine. I can still hear you as well.
Okay.
And so it's all good. I guess we're going live on I guess you're still on the YouTube.
Yeah, I can switch over to Facebook if you want to start one there.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We can definitely do that.
All right, guys. So to those of you who are here, switch over to my Facebook page. Hi, Simi the Stone. I'm going to take the interview over onto Facebook. So my Facebook is Angelica King. You'll see a picture of me with my keyboard on, and it's the one that says lives in and is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thanks everyone who has tuned in. Okay,
no doubt, no doubt. I'm still live. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh yeah, we got a few people still on Instagram. It's all good.
Oh,
yeah, I'm on
that's
like
exciting
5
that you're
pages
putting
on the
that
Facebook.
out, a second book that's going to, have information about different types of queens in that one. I mean, different types of kings. So that's very exciting.
Yes, because I'm tired of hearing my mom. I'm tired of like just seeing my kings, and just these our men are so misguided. I was on a show last night with and also another show last night with brother Omar. He has the Caribbean Unity Alliance organization, and the title of the show was "A Men's Duty to Their Family." Guys just don't know their responsibilities and duties to their family, which is very unfortunate. So, Seven Types of Kings is geared towards like the Seven Queens. I had to be sensitive. I had to be, because I'm dealing with a lot of women with this book, so I couldn't really speak completely how I normally speak with people, just being blunt. I had to be, mindful that the market for this book were women. So I came at different things a little softer, but with Seven Types of Kings, I'm punching men in the gut. I'm challenging men to stop acting like punks, stop acting like, sissies, and just, tuck your shirt in, pull your pants up, strap your shoes. We got work to do. And so I want our men to come back to being real kings, providing, protecting our women, especially now that a lot of our young boys are not being raised or even taught to be providers and protectors, in a rightful way, in a righteous way. Our young men are more like terrorists to the community. The very women they should be providing and protecting are, they're violating, they're harming, in all kinds of ways, sexually, physically, and mentally. And so at this day and age, we have to turn that narrative around, and give them a better example. And so I'm challenging men to go out, find a young man to be a mentor for, especially if you're married, you're successful, you have knowledge, a business owner, you have knowledge on how to be productive. A lot of us just don't know how to be productive, and so I'm hoping that this book is going to turn things around. Seven Types of Queen has taken me to London, throughout the Caribbean, and throughout the United States. So it's going very well. Seven Types of Kings, I think there's more of a need for the Seven Types of Kings book, only because, there's so many of our men being incarcerated just because they don't know who they are. And so that's why I wrote the book.
Mm-hmm. True. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to definitely be an interesting topic. And I'm sure it's going to stuff, I prefer pertaining to men. I don't want anybody that's insecure. You need to be secure within yourself. You have to be stable. all types of things like that. So I'm sure the type of women that you're going to talk to, interview, get answers from are going to say those two things right there. So when selecting the women that were on the title of your book, I mean, the cover page of your book, you have on there a lot of different people, like I said. What made you look at and analyze those types of women? Of course, Michelle Obama, like she is a powerhouse herself. So
that
could you tell everybody, like I said, who haven't seen the book yet, the women that you chose to place on your cover? And
yes.
did you design the cover yourself, or did you have someone you worked with someone for the cover? Yep, that's the cover right
Actually,
there.
I have to give a shout
Michelle
out
front
to
and
Kano.
center. And you said Michelle Obama herself reached out to you as well, so I think that's
Yes.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
How did
Michelle
that go
Obama.
about?
She actually wrote me a letter last year because, as you can see, she's on the cover of, she's like the main woman amongst the seven women in front of, on the book cover. I didn't design it myself. Raphael Kano, he's a graphic
Right.
designer. He actually designed both of my books, both covers. And
Mm-hmm.
so we had to go back and forth a couple of times. Actually, the first cover for this book, Seven Queens, looks a little better. Only because it just the way he did it, the water and the flowers and the
Right.
earth, like it was beautiful. But he only had
Mm-hmm.
4 queens on there. I'm like, look, bro,
Oh,
book said
okay.
7 types of
You need
queens. Like,
7. It got to go
why is
with
only
the
4?
title.
Huh?
Mhm. You said you need 7. It had to be with the title. It didn't seem right to have just 4 on the cover.
Exactly. But it was beautiful though. And actually, this is a painting.
Oh wow.
This is a painting that he was able to create, and from
Right.
the painting, we made the book cover. So he actually, did this by hand. And anybody who needs information, I love to support him. He's back home in Miami, so I can definitely send you his information. He's a great artist, great, awesome, one of the best graphic designers I've ever met. I used to work with him at
Mm-hmm.
I'm a marketing director full time. That's my 9 to 5. But so I always knew I was going to work with him. As a matter of fact, he may be doing my 7 Types of Kings book as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Nice.
and if you guys can see, there's Michelle Obama. She wrote me a letter last year because I had sent her a letter while she was in the White House a couple
Mm-hmm.
of years ago, and so last year she finally was able to send me a letter, and telling me thinking for her and her family, and she wishes me well with my future endeavors. But and I sent her a cover of the book. The book
Mm-hmm.
wasn't ready at the time. I just wanted to make sure I called her while she was in the White House because I
Right.
knew where she would be
So
at
there.
in the White House.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now, but she doesn't have a copy of the book. So anybody who knows Michelle Obama please tell her King Kevin is looking for her to send her and her husband, Barack Obama, a copy of the book. Like she does,
Right. Y'all hear
she's
that? So even if you don't, y'all can go straight to her page. The lady is on Instagram. Tag Kevin in the comments. DM her the link to the book. All of that good stuff.
amen. Yeah, please do tag her on social media. Hit her up. Oh, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I have one more thing, one more request. Everybody who's tuning in, I'm trying to get my books into Barnes and Noble in Buckhead, Atlanta. Not just in Buckhead, but
Mm-hmm.
Barnes and Nobles all across America.
Mm-hmm.
My book is on BarnesandNoble.com. It's on Amazon.com. It's definitely on my website. I don't even want people to buy my book from Amazon. Get it through my website and use the PayPal option so I can autograph it for you. Now, I want everyone to call their local Barnes and Noble store and ask them if they have 7 Types of Queens King Desire in their store. Call them at least 2 times if you can. Y'all hear me? Call them 2 times if you can. I don't care if you're in Philly, like Queen Angelica is. If you're in Texas, if you're in Florida, like Brother Omar, Miami, London, Jamaica, Haiti, wherever you are in this world,
Don't even matter.
France,
Long as you
call
come.
them.
Yeah.
Ask them, do they have 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire, the book in their stores? And if they don't, tell them to get it. And if you need any questions or you need the number for your local Barnes and Noble, just Google it and call them. And it's written by King Kevin Dorival. Please do me that favor. This is a big push. I just started an initiative. I need this book in every bookstore in the country. Not just Barnes and Noble, but every bookstore, any bookstore that you have. Ask them if they have the book, please. And if you make that happen for me, I'll be very grateful.
I think that's dope. I'll definitely be doing that myself. A place that also came in mind as you were saying that about bookstores, it's this place in Philadelphia called Uncle Bobby's Books and Coffee, which is a really dope place. Like I said, it's black owned, and I'm sure I'll be able to, put in some requests there. I think that would be a really great idea.
Thank you so much.
So before we proceed, I wasn't able to get on the live through my phone as well on Facebook. So just join back in on Instagram for me.
Okay, I could definitely do that.
Yeah. So as I'm waiting for you to do that, the next question would be, me. I'm a writer myself as well, and a lot of times I face different types of challenges when it comes to writing, creating, whether it's writing like poetry, short stories, just writing, period. There's times where I go through certain challenges. And being so that you have, put out books, with this book specifically, were there any, hiccups that came into play when you tried to publish your book, or what type of challenges did you end up running into, or was it a smooth process?
Oh yes, a great question. There were actually several challenges.
Because I know it's
Create.
not easy. I definitely know it's not always an easy process for everyone. And like I said, it's a process all around,
Oh
from
yeah,
going to writing, getting an editor, publishing, illustrations, just period. So, what did you run into?
Um, uh, the biggest challenge for me, and it was just dealing with the editors. Specifically with this book, and that's a great question, by the way. I don't think you realize how good of a question you just asked me, and I need to tell the story a lot more often. There's a particular woman. She also has a PR firm in DC. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm not about bashing and hating on anybody. But she was the original editor for the book, and she was all hyped about it. And even as she was reading it, she was telling me, giving me praises about the book. But as we got deeper into it, she was like, "I don't agree with X, Y, Z." I'm like, "Okay, I'm not hiring you to agree with me. I hired you so that I paid you so that you can edit the book and to make it flow and to prove it for grammatical errors, not to give me your opinion on what I've researched." And so she was challenging me on everything, especially the Mother God chapter. And I'm like, well, you're challenging documented information, and I think it's very important that our women know that they were once reverenced as mother gods, as queens of the universe. That's very important. So every step of the way, she was challenging me. It got ugly. So I had to fire her, and I kept it moving. That was one of the biggest challenges. So for any authors out there, if the person you work with does not believe in your work, do not work with them. You need to just go ahead and keep it moving. They need to believe in your story just as much as you believe in what you're working on. If they don't, they're not excited about it, and they can't be impartial. Keep it moving. Other than that, it's the breeze. Just start writing. People ask me, "How did you write the book?" Just start writing. Don't worry about the errors. Just let your spirit flow. So I learned to be more of a spiritual writer instead of trying to be someone that's trying to impress everyone with my writing or looking for grammatical errors. The errors you can edit that later. Just get it on paper. Let your heart flow on your paper, on your computer, whatever you write on. The first book I wrote it out. The second one, Seven Queens, I typed it all out, So just get going, just keep writing.
Definitely. So I'm thinking about the story. Like, I would have never known that was the type of challenge that you ended up running into. And I can't speak on, her issue specifically, but I'm thinking it could have been perhaps that, and I don't want you to take offense to this. It could have been that because you're a male writing about, females and what type of females are desired, since she being a woman, was reading it, she had an imposing view on that. Because for some reason, when certain women hear stuff, women in general, we don't like to be told what we should and shouldn't do from males, or like what makes us attractive or unattractive, or what makes us desirable or non-desirable. We sometimes don't want to hear that type of stuff from men. But I don't know if she's saying it to try to like help you to make it like softer, or what she's saying it like in a really harsh type of way. Because I think editors, when you send stuff off, if it's not requested to give feedback, a lot of times they typically stick to just doing their job, which is editing and such and such like that. But it seems like she chose to go a different route, and just really totally disagreed with you. How did you take that, and was that a major setback? Did you have to like wait some time to get a new editor, or that was no issue for you?
No, it was definitely a major issue because it delayed the process of the book for about 6 to 7 months.
Ooh.
And
Oh
so,
yeah, that was
and a
rough.
lot of people pre-ordered the book, and some people were impatient. Even though I the pre-order prices were, I think the pre-order was for like $10 or something like that, and maybe cheaper. I don't remember what the pre-order price was, but people were very impatient. They was like, "When is this book coming out?" So I'm getting all these emails and
Yeah.
DMs, and if it wasn't for the fact that I already written a book, some people would have thought I was a scam or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my first book, made me, a valid author. It wasn't like I'm just making this up. Like I'm telling you, look, I just need a little more time. And so when I finally found an editor through a friend in Chicago, she was phenomenal. Her name is Kim Wrights, and anybody needs her contact information, I love to forward it. I mean, I love the fact how when I found Kim Wrights, what she helped me do was, and her website is kimwrights.com, KYM Wrights, WRITES.com. Shout out to the queen. She helped me. She seen that the book it had a lot of history in it, just like the first editor did. But the editor was like, the first editor was like, there's too much history in it. You got to take this out. And I do agree there's a lot of history in it, but I made the history relevant to today's time. Because history means nothing. You can't use it today.
Right. You got to be able
can't
to
use the hard
correlate
of today. It means
it
nothing.
to.
This is not about idolizing and giving reference to historical leaders of the past. It's about implementing what they were able to do in the past in the present. And so I was telling her, look, I gotta have, like, I understand I can't have all this history in there. Let me take some of it out. But some of this stuff, it has to stay. For example, the Black Cat Theory. The Black Cat Theory is a bonus chapter in the book, and what it's about. You know how you hear, and I'm gonna get back to your question, but you gotta hear this part before I forget. You know how the black cat, we always refer to the black cat as bad luck.
Right.
Right. Now, believe it or not,
cross your path. I heard that a lot growing up.
right. Run the other way, you see a black cat, this and that. Believe it or not, our ancestors, they didn't worship the black cat, but the black cat represented Bastet. Bastet was an African goddess, and she represented, good luck, fraternity, and love. Now, this was something that was good luck for us, not bad luck. And Dr. Borchenko calls it irreconcilable differences. What was good for us is bad for them, which is, Europeans, and what's bad for them is good for us. And so when they understood that we had, women that were very important, they were reverenced as goddesses, and that they was very important to our society as far as the Trinity goes. You have mother, father, and child. That's the original Trinity. Queen Aset, King Asar, and the son Haru. Haru is what many of us know as Jesus. That's where the Jesus story comes from, Haru. Because the first Immaculate Conception was not with Mary. It was actually with Queen Aset and Asar. The feminine energy was used to resurrect her husband from the dead. This is well documented on the pyramid walls. You follow what I'm saying? But the first time we ever heard about anyone being waking up from the dead is waking up Jesus from the dead. And that's just, and so that's in the Black Cat theory. Now it's called theory just to attract people's attention, but it's actually a historical fact. Whether you want to believe it or not, but it is on the walls. When you hear that phrase, the writing on the walls, that's where that comes from, the pyramid walls. And back to your question, which was about the editors, the second editor, Kim Rice, she helped me put things in perspective so that it can flow better. There were, so she included the history in a way that it wasn't intruding on the flow of the book. And so if it wasn't for her brilliance as an editor, I'd probably still be working on the book today, but she helped the flow. And when you get with an editor that believes in your work, that loves your work, and that can be impartial, it's a beautiful thing. So she helped me move along the process. And great person to work with. And finding a good editor is very hard. So take your time. If you learn anything about book publishing, watching this video, take your time to find an editor that believes in your work and that you like working with them, because the energy you guys are reciprocating is going to reflect in the final product. And so you want the final product to be the best that it can be. So take your time, and working with an editor that believes in you. And it was important for me to find a female editor, since this book was written in with women in mind. So that's why I had to make sure I got a woman, a queen, to bless the book.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
What's up?
Kevin, everybody, author of 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire.
Hey, chosen one.
Oh, hey, girl. Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Again, tell everybody where they can find and purchase your book. Also put inside your social media info so that way they have it. Also to those of you who are still here, if you didn't catch the full interview, don't worry. We got y'all, okay? I'm gonna transcribe everything and turn it into a Q&A interview. So there will be a text format on my website soon where you'll be able to read all of Kevin's answers from this interview today. His book links will also be inside of that Q&A as well.
Awesome. And what's your website, by the way, Angelica?
AngelicaKing.com.
AngelicaKing.com. Y'all heard it. So check out her blog. And definitely it's on my YouTube as well. So the full interview is on my YouTube live. You can catch me at on Instagram at Courage to Believe. Thanks everybody for watching. You can also catch me on my website, which is KevinDorival.com, KevinDorival.com. And get the book. My link is in my Instagram, and also my 7 Queens, 7 Kings Instagram. And I'm not too hard to find, man. Follow me, I follow back. I'm one of the rare real ones that's still out. Like, I'm the last of a dying breed, for real.
Everybody don't follow back these days.
Say it again.
I said everybody don't follow back these days.
No, I follow back. And you got a beautiful smile too, by the way. I meant to tell you that.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. Also, you guys, something that just popped in my head too, something that me and Kevin said earlier was, so basically rewind. He wrote a letter to Michelle Obama, and she ended up reaching back out to him. And so during that conversation, that topic, we said, we need y'all to go to Michelle Obama's page, okay? Tag that lady under her comments, okay? Tag Kevin. His page is right here. His link will be on my social media too. Tag his social media. Plug her comments. Let her know about this book, okay? Even if you got to go through Obama page, okay? Flood the comments, okay? Because they need to see this book. Get that, okay? And also call in bookstores. Inshallah, it will be inside Barnes and Noble soon. Okay, we're gonna put that out into the world right now, right here. It's going to happen. Okay. But all right, thank you again so much, Kevin. Thank you everybody who tuned in.
Thank you for the opportunity, Queen. I really appreciate it, and I love the energy. Hopefully, I get to meet you when I come to Philly, because I got to come to Philly one of these days.
Yeah, definitely. Philly is a great place for networking, creatives, all of that good stuff. If you come to the town, let me know. We got to do some networking.
Oh, we're gonna turn up.
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's my birthday, so I'm definitely.
Today's your birthday?
Fun. Yes.
You didn't tell me that. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored. The Queen has blessed me with an interview on her birthday. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'm gonna send you a copy of my book as a birthday gift.
Oh, that's perfect. Great. Thank you. Yeah, just text or call me and send me all that information. But thank you again, okay, y'all? Kevin, we're going to be in touch, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Many blessings. Happy birthday.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Kevin, we're going to be in touch, okay?
Hey, what's up? Y'all hope y'all enjoy the interview. Keep doing great things. What's up? What's up? What's up, brother Mark King? Appreciate it. Doing great things. I will continue doing the best I can. And things are getting better and better. You guys are only new. I had time to share. But yes, special shout out to Angelica King. Go to her website, angelicaking.com. If you don't know who she is, I tagged her on my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And great interview. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to post it. I truly appreciate working with queens like that who actually see what you're doing, and it's for the benefit of our community. That's what it's about. Not about me or about you. It's about us. Unity. Unity, unity, unity. One God, one game, one nation. Many blessings. Rest in power. And yeah, I guess that's all, folks. King Kevin is out. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye. Gotta go, gotta go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. 7 Kings, 7 Queens. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead and get your copy. Go ahead and get your copy. Let me close this out. Close this out. Go ahead and get your copy. Go ahead and get your copies. Paperback, hardback, I got it. August 16. I got you. That's about, huh? All right, let me close this out. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Man, what a great story. That was fun. I really had fun doing that, y'all. I really had fun. I really had fun. Oh, yeah, it's a pirate stone. Whoever asked that question. Repairs negative energy, attracts positive energy. And yeah, definitely subscribe to this video. Share this video, please. Share it with your friends.